Good morning. My name is Maggie, and I started out about 17 weeks ago documenting my GLP-1 journey. I started out on Wegovy, did that for 16 weeks until my insurance decided that they were no longer going to cover the GLP-1 for weight loss. So when that ended, I wasn't really sure what was going to happen, but knowing that it was coming up, I spoke to my doctor, and they did indicate that a lot of times GLP-1s are prescribed for sleep apnea. And I have sleep apnea. So I went through my old medical files and found my sleep study from 2019. And since then I had an appointment with the doctor, so I gave her those, and they resubmitted it. And I'm not going to be continuing on Wegovy. I am going to be starting Zepbound. So just a little history on my Wegovy journey. I started Wegovy at 229, and in the 16 weeks that I was on it, I ended up at 213.6. So that is just shy of 16 pounds. According to the my app, my average was anywhere from 0.8 to 1.2 pounds per week. That was pretty, it felt very slow. So I actually took my first Zepbound, Zepatide, yesterday evening. And I did weigh myself this morning as my starting weight, and my starting weight is actually 213. So I had 1 week where I had no dose, and I still managed to lose a half a pound. And the interesting thing is that during that week, I still kind of had the effects that, I felt like I was still on the medication. And I know it takes about a month for that medication to totally leave your body because you've been building up. It has a half-life of about a week, but because you're taking a shot every week, there's a build-up. So I'm looking forward to my next phase of GLP-1, which is on this new and hopefully improved medication. I've seen so many great success stories on Zepbound and Mounjaro, and I'm hoping it does the same for me. I'm going to try and keep you guys updated, especially if there's a big difference. My main side effects with the Wegovy was if I overindulged, meaning if I ate too much, if I ate too late, if I drank alcohol, and basically it was the digestive side effects: acid reflux, feeling uncomfortable, feeling like I would rather just throw up and get it over with, and feeling this very queasy. There were other side effects like, feeling slightly queasy, which would always indicate to me that I was either hungry or thirsty. And I could usually control that by making sure that I was hydrated, beginning first thing in the morning. But I think most of my effects were later at night when it was bedtime. So I'm going to keep that in mind. The week that I was off of the Wegovy, I did feel the food noise coming back, and I did want to snack at night. And I think what happens is you feel a little bit out of control because you let yourself go a little more, but you're not actually out of control. It's just that you're feeling, I don't want to say unprotected, but there's a protection aspect when you're on these medications where you're protected from eating too much. You're restrained from eating too much. And there's a comfort in that, and there's definitely a comfort in not always thinking about food. And I think that's the true miracle of these medications. I also think there's a little bit of an amnesia. I see a lot of people who kind of get to the end of their weight loss journeys or towards the end, and they're talking about their willpower and their successes. And I think that could be a trap, because when you're on it for so long, you forget that you never had that willpower in the first place. It was the medication that gave you the willpower. And that's not to say it's easy. You can eat too much with this medication, and you can overindulge, and I'm sure you can gain weight. and you can do it knowingly. You can, when there's these barriers put up, you can still break through that barrier and go ahead and eat whatever you want. The medications do they dull down those impulses. They dull down the impulses, and you also know that you will be uncomfortable if you go too far and indulge. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes forward. I have not been good at keeping you guys updated because there's a process of filming, but then there's a process of editing. And my computer, I got it during the COVID years so that I could work at home, and it wasn't the best computer out there. I shopped by price, and it keeps warning me that I'm going to get a blue screen, and it keeps warning me that my memory is running out, and there's nothing more to delete in there. It's just not in good shape. And maybe that'll change. Maybe I'll get another computer. But I hope that you stuck around, and I hope that you join me for this next phase. And I thank you for watching up to this point. I hope you have a great day.